I am Cam Rogers. That's Tom Downey. Let's go through the latest NFL rumors here on the program. We'll start things off with Jameis Winston and that investigation. Is it still going on?
It's still going on. So we are now 8 months along here for when Winston was accused of groping an Uber driver. Now, Ronald Darby, who was in the car with him at the same time, said nothing happened. There were no criminal charges brought. This was back in 2016. The NFL is now 8 months in, Cam. The good news is they never drag out investigations and then suspend somebody.
Right?
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
This is why the Ezekiel Elliott suspension was a bad precedent, because if you're Jameis Winston, you're still concerned about this, or at least you should be, because the NFL is just kind of going along, for all we know, doing nothing with it. They're just investigating.
Okay.
We don't have much information about it.
4 Goodell heads there. Let's go to a potential Ronald Darby trade.
Speaking of Darby.
Yeah, exactly. 1 Goodell head here, Tom. We're not buying into it too much.
Yeah, NJ.com is trying to hype up Devontae Bosby, a former undrafted free agent that the Eagles like quite a bit. Apparently was very good in minicamp and OTAs, and says, hey, if he looks really good, maybe he makes the roster. Sidney Jones, if he's healthy. And then they trade Ronald Darby, and I'm kind of like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of get the logic there, but I don't know if Darby's actually going to be expensive. I still think he's your best corner. Now, eventually, I don't think you can afford him down the road. I think it'll be very expensive, and the Eagles are going to have cap issues further down the road, but I would be surprised if he got dealt in the end.
All right, Patrick Robinson's no longer there either.
Yes.
So, I mean, they got to fill that nickel corner
They drafted Devontae Max. I think Jones could play that role, maybe even a Jalen Mills or a Darby, but I'd be surprised if he got dealt, but we did just want to make note of it.
All right, so Martavis Bryant, a suspension for him. He's next up on the list. 2 heads.
People are talking, and this has been a very strange one for me, because the report from the Las Vegas Review-Journal was that the Raiders were fearful of a Martavis Bryant suspension. And then the information was like, well, the club isn't going to comment. And then Ian Rappaport chimed in and said there's something wrong with Bryant, but we don't know if it's some paperwork, if it's going to be a suspension, or if it's just going to be cleared up via fax, which all kind of sounds to me like, and this is pure speculation, Cam, maybe Bryant is appealing something. Maybe that's what's going on here.
Could
and that's
be.
why the NFL is, or that's why Oakland is fearful, because they can't officially comment on it until there's actually a suspension. And the NFL, the NFLPA, isn't supposed to leak things until after the appeal. So maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe Bryant missed a drug test or something like that. But it's all very much unclear right now.
Okay, 2 heads there on a Bryant suspension. That means people are talking. Here is what the rumor meter says. 0 heads, fake news, do not believe in it. 1 head, small shred of truth. 2 heads, as I mentioned, in that rumor category. 3 heads, more probable than not. 4 heads, it's fact news. Let's get to the next rumor on the list. Antonio Gates back to the Chargers. 2 heads.
I hope it happens. And GM Tom Telesco was saying how, hey, that they have talked to Antonio Gates, which, look, Cam, we'll kind of look here at the Chargers tight end depth chart as well. They got nothing going on right now. And Hunter Henry is out for the year. They've said that they're negotiating. They've talked with his reps. Make it happen, Cam. Look at this tight end depth chart for the LA Chargers. It is a gigantic mess. You got a blocking tight end in Virgil Green.
That's it.
And 4 people that outside of the colleges that they went to, and maybe LA, I think most people have not heard of. And that Brady guy can't even spell his name right.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is the way, but by the way, the way he spells it. That was just a bad joke on my part. But yeah, it's just a bad tight end group. Go bring back Antonio Gates. That's not that hard. Just make it happen.
All right, so 2 heads there on Antonio Gates, perhaps going to the Chargers, or returning, I guess you could say. All right, folks, you guys are watching NFL Daily, presented by Man Crates. Head to mancrates.com to get awesome gifts guys love. Maybe a Grill Master crate for the summer. There's no quicker way to separate the men from the boys than to observe how they manage a steak on the grill, folks. The Grill Master crate is for the man who's a cool operator when the heat is high.
I love this crate. Moved into my nice new house out of my apartment. This crate purchased right alongside my new grill. Brass knuckle meat tenderizer. They got a smoker box. Instead of 4 steak thermometers, dried hickory wood chips. At the apartment, the grill game's like here because there actually is no grill.
Yep.
Normally it's here. With the crate, it's up here.
There you go. All right, folks, mancrates.com bringing you NFL Daily today. Next up, OBJ won't hold out. 3 heads.
I buy it, and it's kind of weird because some of the New York media is like, oh my God, they're getting into a huge fight down the road. It's going to be a disaster. And then others are like, nah, they're fine. It's all going to be good. So I'm not quite sure which one to believe, but I'll lean toward Beckham saying he's not going to hold out because he was at minicamp as well. So, aside from the speculation, I think everything we have actual evidence-wise says they're going to be okay.
Meanwhile, this seems to be getting worse for Julio Jones and the Falcons, perhaps in a bad place.
I'm going to give it 2 heads because that was the report from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution's beat writer who said, yeah, they're in a bad place because the Falcons thought Julio was going to show up. Then, of course, he did not show up, and they're kind of concerned that he's been working out with Terrell, and so we'll get to here in just a second. But the same report said they're going to get a deal done. So I guess they're not in that bad of a place. I think that was kind of taken a bit out of context. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I think they'll be fine long term.
All right, rumor number 7, T.O. ran a 4.440.
No.
2 heads?
I refuse to believe this. I'll give it 2 because I know that you believe in T.O., Cam.
I do.
We'll get to the video here in just a second, but T.O. is still working out, and I think T.O. thinks he can still play in the NFL and wants to kind of try and prove that, but here's some of the video here for Terrell Owens in just a second, and here's my issue with this, Cam. This is the old hand-to-time 40-yard dash. So one said 4.44, one said 4.43. Give me an electronic timer, T.O.
He looks good.
Then I'll believe you a little bit more. I don't believe this. I don't think T.O. can still run a 4.44 at his age at 44 years old.
Somebody needs to bring this guy in for a workout. Somebody just do it.
No.
All right, folks, if you were
not good anymore.
If you were a GM, would you sign Terrell Owens? We're not asking you. We're asking you. All right, hit us up. Let us know. Hopefully you guys are on Team Cam rather than Team Tom on this. All right, let's go to the next rumor here. Big Ben extension coming soon.
No, not really. Doesn't sound like it. Just the one head. Big Ben says, and I think some, maybe not shade, but some references being made here, says, hey, you know, we got other guys we need to sign. Le'Veon Bell. So that's what Big Ben is like. Don't worry about Lev Bell. Come back to me. Big Ben's got 2 years left on his deal. He's not doing the Aaron Rodgers type thing. I don't think he's that concerned. Plus, he's kind of played the year-to-year, maybe I'll retire, maybe I won't type game. So that kind of ruins it if he signs a big contract extension.
Exactly. All right, so there you go. One head there on an extension happening soon. Finally, here on NFL Rumors, Nathan Peterman starting for the Bills, Tom?
This is 2 heads. People are talking, Cam, and kind of crazy, right? A.J. McCarron and Peterman have rotated during first-team offense, and according to some reporters, Cam, Peterman's looked better. TBT to when A.J. McCarron was worth a second and a third round pick from the Bengals, right, Cam?
Yeah.
And people thought McCarron was the next great thing. I am so terrified for the Bills because if Nathan Peterman is going to be an option for you, what does that say about the rest of your quarterback depth chart? What does that say about McCarron being your stopgap? Look, I'll give Allen a pass because he needs at least a year anyway.
Yep.
But imagine starting Nathan Peterman. Ugh.
Cringeworthy, to be honest with you.
Disaster game. I think it's a terrible idea. Now, maybe he redeems himself and he bounces back from that disaster game against the Chargers. Or maybe, Cam, the Bills just really want to make Nathan Peterman happen for some reason. And I don't really know why they did.
Stop trying to make Nathan Peterman happen. Oh, my God. All right. We'll see what happens there. 2 heads, folks. This has been NFL Daily, presented by Man Crates. For Tom Downey, I am Cam Rogers, and we'll see you.